Welcome to Barris Touch Intuitive Dream and Tarot reading. It's August 11th, a lovely Friday. I've been reading for the Scorpio Collective for about a week and a half, like nonstop, and I've been feeling some really like heavy, big energies of like letting go, transmutation, and like we've had a lot of hermit energy and like hangman energy, so like just the loneliness that's being transmuted into aloneness or at oneness. So I want to do a reading today that focuses on how to fill your cup and how to raise your vibration to bring in that faith, that oneness with the divine, and to help you embrace your higher purpose. Whichever group of Scorpios I've been reading for has been going through it. So I have some desert rose here, and I'm not particularly like well versed in crystals, but the term desert rose makes me think of I think the Three of Wands. There's a man on the card who has three wands and he's looking at a desert, but if you look in the background there's like ships in the sand, so it's actually like an ocean reflecting the sunlight rather than a dry desert. So this is going to summon some energy to help us shift our perspective, to see the ships coming in on the ocean rather than the dry desolation of the desert. All right, thank you for being here. This is a phoenix stone. That's pretty appropriate for our Scorpio collective. And we're just going to start today with the regular tarot. Clear this out with some black tourmaline. Okay, cool. Here, it's like angelic energy. Okay, the devil is upside down on the bottom of the deck, facing in a different direction than all the other cards. Okay, so the devil like straight up came out of that deck. Like, I've been dealing with Scorpio, but it is behind you. And I think we had I don't know if you believe in spiritual warfare, then take steps to protect yourself spiritually. Just use your breath work. Spend time in visualization, like bringing white light in, golden light in, and really filling yourself up in a cocoon of white light. And imagine any negative entities or energies that bring in that white light or that come towards that white light being transformed into white light and leaving your energy. You can also call on ascended masters. I like to call on Mother Mary. The Hermit. There you go. I like to call on Mother Mary to help me transmute those energies and to bring any like spirits or undesirables in your energy to whatever plane of existence it is that they need to go to in order to finish out their karma. From what I understand, and this is part of this hermit energy, I think, is just embracing a little bit more of your spiritual side and being able to accept that spirit is a like part of your reality now. Maybe perhaps in the past you weren't fully accepting of this hermit energy, this person who is like able to stand on their own 2 feet in the material world because they have the light of like spiritual consciousness with them. But I think a big part of what is going on in the Scorpio collective I've been reading for is that you're learning to really step into that spiritual power. And when you do that, there's like in any manifestation, whatever blockages might be coming up for you, things are going to try to prevent you from like being in your power. And all you need to do is like be in your power, right? But there's exercises we can use. So calling on ascended masters. Here we go, the Hierophant coming out sideways. So maybe you don't believe quite yet in your own spiritual powers, but using your spiritual powers, just literally calling on ascended masters to help you send these beings to whatever plane of existence they need to be in to finish out their karmic cycles without using your energy. And then imagining like breaking the sticks of karma and throwing them in the purple flame and letting that energy be transmuted is a really wonderful exercise. If there's any being or spirit or entity that feels too big for you to handle, picture a golden cage, and the chain at the top of that cage goes all the way to heaven, the highest high, and that being in its golden cage, you can spend time in your third eye asking it questions if you want to, like, what do I need to learn from you? But quite often the best thing I have found to do is just to call on ascended masters. Please bring these beings to where they need to go. Transmute their energy out of my space, break the karmic cords, and burn those karma sticks in the violet flame, rather, of the alchemical masters. So the Hierophant is the intercessor between heaven and earth and governs contracts. This is soul contracts, and the sort of exercise I just explained to you about basically expelling or exercising like negative entities out of your space is a means of burning soul contracts or undoing soul contracts, or getting rid of like the karma of these contracts that we sometimes unconsciously enter into. It can be with something like as simple as the spirit of coffee. Like, I love coffee and I drink coffee every day, but it's not necessarily like good, you know, to do something habitually. Like, it's like you almost lose the what is this card that wants to come out? You almost lose like the novelty of it, but also just the experience of it. It's something that becomes unconscious because it's part of your everyday. So the Hierophant may be asking you to do a clearing, and this clearing is literally, as far as I can see from this reading, it's a clearing of energies out of your space. So you may very well be alone right now, and it's to come to terms with your own energy, and to see what has been influencing your energy that isn't yours, and to learn to bring in the spiritual power and exercises to like expel those energies with compassion. This Page of Wands indicates a message of something, like a message about something you'd like to create. I want to read the Page of Wands. Why is the Page of Wands here for Scorpio coming into your energy? The Emperor reversed. So if you were following the reading yesterday, there were a couple. The Emperor came in as how you were being perceived by others. And it was this stern energy that was like guarded. And as you experience this like power in yourself to be able to like govern what's in your energy with compassion, by tuning into your spirituality and really accepting that as like a daily part of your life, this guardedness and this like ram-headed, like, I want to say Aries energy, will it will soften, and your messages will come across with less intensity and less, not less intensity in a bad way, but less like tyrannical is the word that's coming to me. There may have also been an emperor figure in your life, so we go from 5 to 6 here. Somebody who was like controlling and telling you what to do. Or you felt like somebody was controlling you and telling you what to do. And this Page of Wands indicates you taking back your power from any ideas of something outside of you being able to control you, whether that be your impulses to, say, drink coffee, whether that be your finances, your relationships with people, or beliefs held about what's right and wrong that are inherited and not necessarily like your authentic experience. The Hanged Man coming out reversed indicates that the sacrifices that you've made to gain your spiritual knowledge have been overcome. You're in a space of feeling enlightened about your situation. And while your world may feel upside down, you are having faith and you feel secure in this space. So that's what's coming in towards you. You're grounded. What I love about seeing this image upside down is that in the regular Hanged Man energy, you have, it's card 12, which indicates to me like a clock, like just the various hours in the day in a cycle of completion. For some reason, right side up, I'm getting the image of like Alice falling down the rabbit hole. Oh, this card just came out, Justice reversed. Alice falling down the rabbit hole. So the rabbit hole because she's curious and because she doesn't want to abide by the conventions of her her society on a day-to-day. The Three of Pentacles reversed came out. So she goes down this rabbit hole and she faces like the tyrannical Queen of Hearts and the card soldiers, and in a way it like sort of her journey mimics the Fool's journey through the tarot. And what I'm seeing with this Hanged Man reverse is like you've gone through your sort of like journey through the tarot. You've ended some cycle of feeling limited on time is what's coming to me, and also limited on like space, like internal energetic space. Like you've like broken the boundaries of your internal and energetic space and like expanded, and you're starting to realize that like time is determined by where your attention goes. It's not just energy goes where attention flows, right? It's like being in the present moment can actually like give the illusion of slowing down time. So you're really learning how to like clear out your space, clear out your mind, clear out like your spiritual energetic space and your body, and specifically your thoughts. We had a lot of swords yesterday. Specifically your thoughts, and you're learning to take back your power from the tyrannical like urge to be productive, and instead realizing that like being in your present moment is actually giving you more time, because you're more focused. You're not worried about the future. You're not worried about the past. You're just fully in the moment. And this is going to give you a better quality of work. Whatever it is you do for work. I don't know why that's coming through. And it's actually like inversely going to be able to help you to integrate your spirituality into your 3D world more I want to say succinctly. Like maybe you were trying to and it was messy and you felt this sort of up and down before where you were like, I'm in my spiritual space, I'm in my physical space, I'm in my mental space, I'm in my emotional space. And um, your moment, your present moment, and all of those things are aligned. Why is the Justice in reverse here for Scorpio? Okay, both cards coming out. The Queen of Cups reversed and the Tower reversed. King. Major Arcana cards here. We have the Devil, the Hermit, the Hierophant, the Emperor, Justice, the Tower, and the Hangman. Justice here in reverse with the Tower and the Queen of Cups for Scorpio. Queen of Wands. This that you were dealing with you were emotionally unstable. Maybe you were thinking you were emotionally unstable, and it had to do with this spirituality, your belief system specifically. And Earth, but by embracing your belief system, whatever that is, whatever experiences that you've had, especially regarding these like spiritual energies that have been revealing themselves to you, like inversion of um whole thinking has like injustice, like the reason you weren't able to feel comfortable in your spirituality is being revealed as an injustice against you. Like somebody was thinking that you were believing this because you were emotionally unstable, and you're in your Queen of Wands energy able to create. She's holding a sunflower and a black cat, like fully in your intuitive feminine beauty is a word that comes to mind, male or female, however you identify. Like your intuition is coming through and it's being revealed as like, I want to say artistic, like you're an artistic creative person, and by like what is this Queen of Wands? What's okay, the Three of Cups reversed. So you're able to create even in your aloneness, which is this Hermit. You're able to celebrate even in your own energy. You are um feel, and you're able to really be in your feelings and your emotions, and you're also able to like cut out. This guy indicates dominating the field, the Five of Swords, that dominating the field of like intellect. So you may be like able to hold your emotions and be in your emotions and really feel those feels, but you're also able to like use your intellect to like doubts about like your spirituality, And you do this through being intuitive, through being in your feminine energy, through being able to create and using your intuition to like generate an internal celebration of like yourself. This is so weird. I don't know what's going on. Why is the tower here with these queens, like super feminine energy, overcoming this like emperor? Two of Pentacles in reverse. More like someone was thinking you were imbalanced. Maybe you were thinking you were imbalanced, and perhaps it was related to your finances, or to the way you relate to other people. It's just different than what is traditional. And there were conversations being had about this, like justice for you, and you basically like came along, or some other people came along and like tried to fight you, and you had like your hands full with these other swords, and you still were just like, boom, no, like you're not bringing this tower in for me. And this could very well be, we have a 5, the Hierophant, 5 here, the swords. So like this could very well be like overthinking or just thought patterns, or whatever this devil energy was bringing in for you, as far as like your mental space being clouded. Like you've been able to clear that out, and it could be regarding your relationships, your finances, literally everything right now, because again, you're like in a clearing space. So let's get just a couple more cards. How about advice for Scorpio, since they're embracing this like spiritual power? They've got creativity coming for them. It looks like you're gonna have some sort of like opposition coming up for you. Why is this 3 of Pentacles reversed here? The Lovers reversed and the Page of Swords reversed. So you may have been dealing with a romantic partnership. You may have been a message, or in some sort of, I don't know why I'm getting this, like some sort of battle of wits, like you were I think that this is related to maybe like a romantic situation for some of you, like clearing out, oh, your thoughts about romance. This energy, this reading is about like this master of his craft is reversed in the 3 of Pentacles right now. He's overhearing a conversation that like gives these two the information they need to move on. And you may be a master of your craft in your own like power right now, but however it is that you were thinking of like what needed to be in your life regarding love or relationships, that's being undone. Like you had some presuppositions about what a relationship was supposed to look like, whether that be romantic, with your family, with your friends, with yourself, even with your finances. And that has been cleared out. Like you're able to like start over and like start new traditions and new spiritual contracts, like that show sort of different ways of interacting in your relationships with people, with yourself, with your finances, even with the traditional systems established. And I mean, this is like a time in the world when those things are sort of being undone anyways. Like we have, you know, officials in the government saying that there's aliens, and we're experiencing a pretty gnarly economic like a recession, and people are just needing to learn how to do things differently. And this might very well mean like shifting your values to discover like, how am I going to relate to myself, my land, my environment in a way that's going to be sustainable in the future. Temperance, there we go. The Temperance card coming out here. And 1 foot out. I want to say they are grounded with 1 foot on land, and then also emotional with 1 foot on water. They're pouring these cups back and forth. Like, the image or the idea that I'm getting is like pouring into yourself is also like pouring into others, and vice versa. Like, if we are of a collective mind, if we're in our spiritual power and we're of a collective mind, then we're all sort of facets of the same consciousness, like the same spiritual source. And the Temperance Angel is telling me that you're embracing source consciousness. And by embracing source consciousness, like, your idea of what the dynamics are and how to relate to other people is being like radically shifted, literally turned on its head. The King of Wands came out. So we have the King and the Queen of Wands next to an upside down Queen of Cups. And the King is facing the Queen. So this may also relate to your intuition taking precedence over your rationality. We're in a space of the traditional like systems and values of our society sort of shifting because they're not necessarily like working anymore, at least not the way that they used to. And so this may very well indicate like, yeah, letting your rationality be informed more often by your intuition rather than having your rationality dominate your intuition, which is also sort of undoing any internalized like patriarchal toxicity. And I'm not saying like, I'm not hating on men, nothing like that. I'm just saying that like the is like oppression that may have been handed down to us unconsciously, even by our predecessors, by our spirituality. Specifically, spirituality is coming through here, and by the foundations of our established are going to change with more ease and more gentility and more grace when we embrace our intuition in this temperance energy and let our intuition inform our rationality. Okay, any last thoughts for Scorpio in this reading today? What a really cool, interesting, out there reading. The Moon. What you don't see. Reversed. There with the Two of Wands reversed. Okay, what you don't see is shifting. Okay, here's what I'm getting. Oh, Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups reversed. So what you don't see here is that this shift from, so it's easy to intellectualize, like letting your rationality be informed by your intuition. But the whole point of letting your rationality be informed by your intuition is not to intellectualize. So what you don't see is that moving from a space of like using your swords and your intellect to dominate your life and to make it go the way you want it to, or to follow the like sort of more traditional like, I want to say like go to public school, go to high school, go to college, get your degree, like get into your like career field, like get your retirement going, instead of following those sort of traditional things like with your intellect as it's been taught through these internalized traditional values, moving from that space into, well, my intuition and my spiritual like guidance is telling me to do this, is not only turning your whole world upside down, um, world for other people around you. And while you may feel alone, like this guy, this Two of Wands here, this guy is like the ruler of his castle and he's got the world in his hands and he feels alone because he is doing that alone. But embracing this spiritual like source consciousness um, brings you into this hermit knowledge of like knowing that you're never alone, that everything you do is influencing the energy of people all around you. Um, Under the Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups came out reversed. So I always like to think of this card as not all that glitters is gold. Um, and diving into your shadow, doing your shadow work is going to bring out this sense of like being your. We have three queens on the board. We have the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles. Diving into your shadow and really seeing like what fills your cup and where your cups have been emptied, specifically where you've sort of thrown out the baby with the bathwater in your in the past. I want to say like where in your past have you decided it's not okay that I do this, or I can't choose that because A, B, and C, or like for instance, I wanted to be like when I was younger, I wanted to be a video game designer, and it was like before video games were really like a huge industry that made people money, like tons of money, and I was told like you can't work in video games, you're never going to be able to make a living, right? And if I had, you know, decided to work in video games, I mean, I didn't, obviously, but like it could have been very successful if I had just stuck with it or decided to follow my intuition. So I'm not saying go back and like decide now to become a video game designer. All I'm saying is like look at, you may be looking at the ways that you made these choices for yourself and seeing where those came from, seeing where you turned your cups over and sort of just like dumped the dregs and the wine, you know, and you may find that in reevaluating these lessons, you're able to accept your power. Like you're able to see in not choosing that, this is what manifested. And I've actually been manifesting my life this whole time. I've been standing in my own way. These are the choices I made that created this situation. And in doing so, you're going to bring in your Queen of Pentacles energy. Like your intuition is going to be able to be materially manifest. And you're not going to have these sort of like swords and tyrannical like emperors like standing in your way, this like internalized masculine, archetypally masculine, it doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine, I mean like archetypally masculine figure. Instead, you're going to be able to step into your queen energy, your like I want to say like boss bitch energy, but not not from an ego standpoint. Like this is very much grounded in your spirituality, in your beliefs, in your gentility, in your temperance, in your grace. And what you're not seeing is that following your like urges to howl at the moon, this very well may be literally like you might just want to like go outside and howl at the moon one night or something and just kind of get into your primal like feels and just know what it is to be a human being in a very like natural way. going to help you open up yourself to this like very, very rich, very stable, very like abundant Queen of Pentacles. Okay, last card. Oh, perfect. That's so great. So the last card that fell out is the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say to that. Like the Wheel of Fortune, to end out this reading with this sort of like shifting your perspective from one of like rationality, academia, like plan A, plan B, plan C, to like spirituality is real. I need to clear out my energetic space. I need to call on my ascended masters. I need to like be in my power and like embrace my intuition and the power of that, and like spirit connecting with spirit through that intuition and letting it manifest in my life, like without having to control everything, is going to bring you fortune. That is the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor, and you just need to have some major extra faith. And this uncomfortable feeling you might have of being alone, just know that you're never alone, and you're fully supported. And yeah, so we started with our desert rose, transmuting energy from feeling this sort of desolation in the desert to our ships coming in. And I think Spirit answered really succinctly and gave us just a beautiful confirmation today, and I'm so grateful. And I feel a lot lighter. I hope you all do too. I hope this was helpful to someone out there listening in the Scorpio collective. If you liked this reading, please remember to like and share and subscribe if that is something you would like to do. And I'm also open for personal readings on my Etsy if that is something that interests you as well. I have lower prices and higher prices, and it's shorter times to higher times, whatever you would like. Thank you again so much for being here. I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and love and light.